have another lesson for you, and this one's really special because it involves a guest teacher. Some of you may have met Miss Theresa before we went on spring break, but she was scheduled to be in the art room working with me throughout the spring, teaching you some amazing lessons and getting some experience learning about how the art room runs. Well, unfortunately, given the fact that we're not at school, she can't be in the art room with us, but she can still share some fun lessons. So she's going to be doing some lessons in support of your sketchbook. And the one she's going to be doing today, I'll explain as soon as we get ready to learn. Let's take 5. Blow all your air out. And then big belly in. Out. In. Out. In. Good job. All right, so if you would turn to page 22 in your sketchbook, remember that's our bingo board. We've already done an Andy Goldsworthy lesson from there, but this one we're going to do is over here. It's actually a sculpture project that you're going to be able to use any material for that is flat or two-dimensional. So it's right here. It says, use rolled up paper to make an abstract sculpture. Use glue. And we'll talk a little bit more about the glue piece in a second. On the next page is the bingo board in Spanish. Please forgive my poor Spanish, but I'm going to try. Los direcciones dicen usa papel enrollado para hacer una escultura abstracta. So the directions say an abstract sculpture. As a reminder, I know we've talked about this before, but abstract means not recognizable. So an abstract sculpture is not going to look like a shoe or a house or a car or a dog. It's going to look like a combination of lines and shapes and angles and spaces. It's going to be just unrecognizable and amazing. Our guest teacher, Miss Theresa, is going to explain the lesson, and then I'll come back on at the very end to talk to you really quickly about how to share your work with us. Enjoy this lesson, and don't forget to share your work at the end. Can't wait to see you in a little bit.
Hi, Little Canada Elementary. My name is Theresa. I met some of you during my field experience observation hours. For those who I haven't had the pleasure to meet yet, hello! I hope everyone's staying safe, doing well. So we're working on our bingo board, and one of the activities is use rolled up paper to make an abstract sculpture. And as we talked about earlier, abstract means there's no form, it's not something I can recognize. For instance, if I were to do something like this isn't necessarily abstract because I look at this and I know that it's definitely a cactus. Another thing that probably wouldn't be abstract is this little frog. He's really cute, but he is not abstract. He is not abstract because I know it's a frog. Abstract is something I can't necessarily recognize. It's kind of like this fluid, organic shape. I can't look at it immediately and go, oh, that's a couch, because that's not what abstract is. Abstract is more of these beautiful, organic forms. So I'm just going to kind of freehand draw something so you can kind of get my drift. This is a good kind of representation of abstract. It maybe looks like something we know in life, but not necessarily. Like I can definitely point out the shapes, but it's not, I can't look at it immediately and tell you what that is. So the assignment calls that we are going to use rolled up paper. If you have scissors, great. If you don't feel bad. You can just rip. Like that. So when you use rolled up paper, you can rip these little strips, and you can either roll around a pencil or roll on a pen. And when you do that, don't mind me, everyone. Get these cool little coils. You can have loose coils or you can have tight coils. So if you want a tight coil, you gotta start really small. Like, has anybody ever tried to get the last drop of toothpaste out of the toothpaste container and you're just squeezing and squeezing and squeezing because that's the only toothpaste you have? Kind of the same concept. So I'm just pretending that I'm just squeezing the toothpaste out of here. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. No more toothpaste. Now I have a tighter coil, kind of like that. We can also roll the other way too, can't we? Probably hard for you to see. Once I have this, we could kind of play around with bending, twisting, shaping. Paper doesn't bend as beautifully as you think it would. So I encourage you to play around with paper, newspaper, magazine paper. Just play around and then let's check back in and then I can show you all what I've been working on. Welcome back. How did that go? I hope you all had fun kind of exploring, playing around with the materials, found some stuff that worked, maybe some stuff that didn't work. I know with mine there was some stuff that didn't work, but it definitely guided me to the direction of where I wanted to go and my end result. I think that's just a normal part of the artistic process. So I'm here to talk to you all about adhesives. What I mean about adhesives is how we stick our pieces together. So I know we're all working from home, so we all maybe have some different options available to us, and that's totally fine. So some of the stuff I had laying around in my house, I'm going to share with you today. Scotch tape. This is really fast, really easy. This is mainly what I used on my piece. If you might not have Scotch tape, but maybe you have some masking tape laying around, same thing. Really cool effect if you got some masking tape you can use on yours. If you have a bottle of glue, just some regular craft glue laying around, I think that would also be a really good thing for you to use. And one thing that I found was actually really cool for mine, and maybe you could use it on yours too. If you live with someone with long hair, you could ask to borrow a few of their hair ties, or maybe you have some rubber bands at home. This is actually a really cool, fun, colorful way to ensure that your pieces stick together. And if you do live with someone with hair ties, maybe you could also ask if they have some bobby pins laying around. You can just go and, just like that, connect your pieces with a little bobby pin. So kind of play around, get creative, see what you have available to you. Same thing I'm going to tell you here, play around, explore, and don't forget to take a picture and submit it when you're all done. Thank you. Bye.
Hey, super fun, right? And you can use any paper that you can find wherever you live. It could be an old envelope from the mail. It could be like an old book that's falling apart. You could tear some pages out. Make sure you ask your family before you use anything that you cannot put back in the condition you got it from. And then to share your work, you can share it on Artsonia. If you have not gotten a chance to figure out how to do that, you can email me and I can walk you through those steps. Otherwise, the directions for sharing on Artsonia are in the second page in the very front, of your sketchbook. So you can access information here. You can also share it on Google Classroom or in Seesaw if your classroom is using Seesaw. The other way that you can share stuff is when you are filling out that Google form at the end of every 2 weeks, because music, art, and phy-ed have lessons every 2 weeks. When you're filling that out, there's a spot on there where you can upload an image, and I have a tutorial on my YouTube channel on how to do that as well. I miss you guys so much, and I really, really hope that you have fun making this. I can't wait to see what you do. Talk to you later.